We're all familiar with saying, I'm going to start on Monday. We're all familiar with starting off strong in the beginning of the day, wanting to stick to that very specific diet that we found online. And by the end of the night, we can't really stick to it. Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel where I will be discussing all things nutrition and wellness. My name is Mariam Goma, I'm a registered nutritionist, and today I will help you not to ever diet again. This one's personal. We're all familiar with saying, I'm gonna start on Monday. We're all familiar with starting off strong in the beginning of the day, wanting to stick to that very specific diet that we found online, and by the end of the night, we can't really stick to it and we go back to overeating. This cycle is completely normal. It has nothing to do with self-discipline, and this is how you get out of it. So firstly, you will need to get clear on your why. Why are you trying to lose weight? Why are you going on this strict diet? Why would you go through all this hassle in the first place? And here's why it's important. There can be more than one reason, and amongst these reasons has to be health. I remember when I was younger, my only reason to start a diet was to look a certain way, was to look like all these social media influencers. And they are beautiful, and there is nothing wrong with that, but if your health is not number one on the list, here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna try things that aren't very healthy. You're going to undereat. You're going to starve yourself. You're going to go through these strict diets that your body can't handle and you can't handle because they're too unrealistic and they're just not you. But if your health is your number one priority, you're more likely to aim to have a balanced diet. You're more likely to aim for maximum nutritional value. And you're also less likely to hurt yourself mentally by exhausting yourself and starving yourself and comparing yourself to others. So please put your health mentally, physically, emotionally first. And I'm never gonna get tired of saying that. The second thing that makes getting clear on your why very important is the motivation that it will give you. If you know exactly why you're doing something, you're more likely to stick with it. I don't know about you, but for me, purpose drives me. I cannot do anything if I don't know the reason why I'm doing it, if I don't think this thing aligns with my values and my goals. And trust me, once you have this strong why, everything else is going to come into place because it's going to give you the motivation to do everything else right. And secondly is educating yourself on nutrition, on how to get a balanced diet, on the actual science-based information. There is literally an ocean of information out there on social media when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to weight loss, when it comes to wellness. There is so much information out there that is false, that is not evidence-based and more experience-based. And let me just tell you, what works for someone will not necessarily work for you. But if you follow a science-based method, it's most likely going to work for you because it's already been tested and it's already worked for so many people and it's been studied by experts. So know where you're getting your information. These links will help, and if you're following someone online, make sure that they're qualified to give the information they're giving and they're not just giving it out of experience. And this is probably a good time to tell you about my Nourish and Flourish community, where I'll be making monthly workshops on nutrition, on emotional eating, on behavior change, which will hopefully help you with your health journey. And you'll find the link in the description down below. And thirdly is to know why you're eating the way you do. What is driving your eating habits? Is it maybe social? Is it habitual? Is it emotional? Is it physical? Or is it due to self-knowledge? Once you are well educated and you know what a balanced diet looks like and you know the actual facts, you're more likely to be able to judge your habits, to know why you're eating the way you are. And I'm never gonna stop saying this, but once you know where the problem is, you are already halfway there. Because once you pinpoint it, you can find a million solutions and hopefully one of them will work for you. So, getting to know your habits, getting to know why you're eating the way you do. Is it an emotional eating problem? And number 4 is going to be getting to know your emotions and learning to regulate them. Most of us eat out of stress, boredom, sadness, or even joy sometimes. And for most of us who use food for comfort, we're only doing that because we haven't learned any other regulation tools. So the solution is to find your other regulation tools and make what I like to call an emotional regulation toolbox. So that when you're next bored or sad or angry, you can go to that toolbox, open it up, and use one of the emotional regulation foods that isn't food. And even if food is still one of them, it's going to be better because food won't be the only thing. And lastly, number 5 is being completely yourself. Do not try to completely change your life because it will not happen overnight. Work with your habits, work with what you're used to, work with what you love rather than against it. A really good tip that I love to do is if, for example, you have a comfort food that you can't give up, don't beat yourself up for it. Just try and work with it. And how I like to do that is I like to get that comfort food, put it on a plate because I'm gonna have my comfort food. I'm gonna have the food I love. And around it, I will try to make that plate more nutritious. So, for example, I love crisps. I'm gonna add a bit of crisps. I'm gonna add some nuts. I'm gonna add some fruit. And I'm gonna enjoy the crisps and also feed my body with nutritious food. All at the same time because I deserve it all. And so do you. But on a more serious note, I cannot stress this enough. Know what would make you proud of yourself and what would make you happy and do it. Because this is what life is truly about. It is not about people pleasing. It is not about trying to fit in. It is not about trying to eat behind the scenes just because people are going to tell you, oh, you're eating too much, or didn't you have enough snacks today? No, we don't do that around here. We're going to get clear on the why. We're going to know the facts. We're going to learn our habits and learn to work with them. We're going to regulate our emotions and we're going to take care of our health. Thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe and follow me on social media. And if you have any questions, please drop them down in the comments. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.